Thanks for staying with us. So 31st of May every year since 1987 has been set aside by World Health Organization as the No Tobacco Day. This yearly celebration informs the public on the dangers of using tobacco. Joining us on the show right now is Dr. Ogunleye, who is a consultant cardiothoracic surgeon, Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Good morning, ma. How are you?
Very well, sir. So,
okay.
Yeah, when I read the report on this World Tobacco Day, I thought to myself as a layman that, I thought we've really, had some giant strides in stopping people from smoking cigarettes. And then I was told that, no, people have even graduated to smoking other things. But, sir, could you just give us some picture of data on what we're dealing with concerning smoking, those who are addicted to smoking in Nigeria?
Well, smoking is still very prevalent in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, it is even extending to younger age groups. In those days, you see, usually when you are in late teenage years to adulthood, that people start smoking. But now, if you go out, you see them, even children as low as 14, you see them smoking. And it's a bit worrisome, actually, because smoking at that age group enhances the chances of cancer and more diseases later in life. Because at that point, that is the time when the foundation is laid for more dangerous things happening to the health of the individual later in life. Dr.
Ezekiel, in the past, they tell us this, that smoking is dangerous to your health, and we just take it hook, line, and sinker. But these days, young people, they like to be communicated with pictures. They need a visual explanation of what you're saying. So could you give us an idea, a graphic explanation of how exactly smoking is dangerous to the lungs and to the lives of young people?
It is said that if you smoke actively for 20 to 30 years, such individual will reduce his lifespan by at least 10 years.
Wow.
Now, smoking is poison. Either active. Now, when you are smoking cigarettes, you are an active smoker. Anybody around that is perceiving the smell of smoke is a passive smoker. Both are exposed to dangers of smoking. In the cigarette smoke, that smoke that comes out, there are about 3,000 to 4,000 poisons, chemicals, that can cause cancer inside it. And now, smoking affects several organs in the body. It affects the lungs, principally. It affects the blood vessels that traverses every part of the system, every part of the body. It also affects certain organs like esophagus, where it can cause cancer, the stomach, where it can cause cancer, the bladder, where it can cause cancer. So, in effect, cigarette smoking has no advantage to the body. It only causes disease. Yorubas will say, "Kama fowuraku."
Right.
When you buy cigarettes and you are smoking it, you are buying your death.
Okay.
You are buying poison that can kill.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, sadly, the numbers of young people getting into smoking is increasing. Now, I know that on every pack of cigarettes, even distributors of cigarettes have their dispatch vehicle labeled with only for people above 18. So how do we implement, in the minimum, let's protect the less than 18. Let it be a decision only adults are making. How can we how can we take ownership of this cause? How can the government step in to reduce the number of underage smoking and encourage people to speak up and just talk to the environment, within the environment, to ensure only those above 18 even have access to it in the first place?
One, we need a strong legislation. All right? And we need to empower the schools And parents need to pay active attention to their children. All right? Now, a lot of our parents these days abdicate their responsibility to teachers in schools. We are, as parents, we are just every day busy going out and daily activities, struggling to maintain the family, but we're not paying close attention to the children. How often do we check them? How often do we check their bags that they take to school, their friends? You know, so that is one. Then to legislation. If you go to UK, if you go to US, you will see boldly on the cigarette pack, smoking is dangerous to health. Smoking can kill. But when you come here, when you see the packaging in Nigeria, they will just write as a footnote, smoking is dangerous to health.
So they say smokers are liable to die young.
Yeah. So it is not, even on the billboards, it is written just as a footnote. Yeah. But if we need to embolden that to make people know that look, but that we see it every day. You can imagine if you put an advert on the Korodu Road where they are advertising cigarettes, you also write it in the same side of the left lane. That look, smoking can kill.
All right, let me throw a few more questions in for you.
All right. You send the message.
Okay, sir. So, you know, this cigarette business or the different types of tobacco, it's really a business that rakes in money for the companies that own it. And I think if the fight is really that obvious that, you know, the government is fighting people endangering their lives by partaking in this, it will seem like the government is trying to stop their business. And also, I know that smoking is a bit glamorous. So when people see adverts and see how they carry it, they want to be a part of it. How can you create an awareness? How can we create an awareness in such a way that when people see the effects, we present the effects more like on a daily basis, on billboards, on placards, wherever you go, you are seeing the effects. How can we make it so much that when people see, they would know to tell themselves not to engage in it?
Now, it is a bit difficult. I'll tell you why. Even the government too is not actively supporting this campaign. It's not only in Nigeria, it's worldwide. Because majority of these companies, they provide a lot of taxes, a lot of revenue to government, a lot of employment, All right? And then even the stars, the celebrities, who they call, who are their ambassadors, they make a lot of money from it. So these are the challenges that is impeding this campaign. Now, if you see an organization that is ready and very, very front, we have law that says no, smoking is banned in public places. Is it implemented? It's not implemented. 3 days ago, I was passing through an area, and I saw people, young people, in the university, whatever it is, maybe they are club one, and they were smoking freely. And nearby was the policemen, and I said, "Oga, these people are smoking freely." And do you know what he told me? He said, "What is your own concern? If you know you don't want to leave the place." He said to leave the place. So I just started left. Before I go and start. So these are the challenges. But we must continue to maintain this campaign openly and keep telling people that, look, cigarette smoking is dangerous and can kill. There was a star in 1976 or 77 who advertised Marlboro and was smoking. In 1991, when he died, nobody informed us. He died of lung cancer.
Right.
Do you understand? So these are the messages that we should bring to the public. Right. That this type, as you saw in 1977, that was smoking on a horse or on this and that, look at him now, he died of lung cancer in 1991.
All right, let me throw a few more questions for you, sir. Go ahead.
So I find the campaign against smoking to be quite a tough one, because I know that government globally, in their bid to encourage not smoking, have, I think, put a ban on advertising on TV. Also, they are caught in between because of the taxations that they get from companies like that. And then when we talk about how families are being raised, many parents smoke. many children get their first experience of seeing a person smoke from their fathers or their mothers. So it's not even necessarily about a parent that is not even there, or because sometimes we have parents who are actively bringing up their children, nurturing them and teaching them well. They go off to secondary school and they meet the cool gang and they pick up smoking. And because it's so challenging and so tough, I always wonder what other way, apart from just, you know, the usual, because that's what I hear every time comes across. You know, we say the same thing over and over again. Like, and every year I see new people, younger people picking up these things to smoke. Where should we be looking at, for me, is what should be the next step towards making this campaign more successful? Because just talking, using government is not working. And then there's another thing that has happened now with the e-smoking. We now lie to the children and tell them there are less aggressive or less dangerous methods of smoking. So really and honestly, is this campaign ever going to be successful?
Now, I will take you back to history. In 1939, Bibeki and Co. found out that cigarette smoking is the cause of lung cancer. Everybody was saying it. It took almost another 30 years in 1964 before the Surgeon General in the US can come out openly and say cigarette smoking is dangerous to health. There is no advantage that you get from cigarette smoking. Why are we still producing it? Why are we still? Can't we ban it? It's poison. That is the only way by which you can stop this thing. Everybody now, the world is now trying to stop coronavirus. The world is now trying to stop diseases. Cigarette smoking, you can quote me, has nothing of health importance to do for the body except disease. I met a man came to see me 3 years ago, and by the time I saw him, he had lung cancer. And I sat him down. How long have you been smoking? He's been smoking for 15 years. And we calculated the amount of money he has used, he has spent on smoking. It was enough then for him to buy a land in Ikorodu and start building a house. He started crying. It of no value at all. The approach may be too unrealistic, but that's the solution. Stop production of smoking, of cigarettes. All
right. We need to wrap up with you, Dr. Ezekiel. So, final comment on this, because every year, as Mariam said, we talk about this issue of no tobacco day, World No Tobacco Day. And these days, tobacco is being laced with different items are being laced with tobacco. So you don't have to even buy a cigarette to get tobacco anymore. Yeah. So as a doctor who treats these diseases that is of cancer origin from lungs and issues of smoking and all that, what is your final message to Nigerians concerning tobacco use?
Thank you, ma'am. Now, is that we must continue to fight against this disease. We must continue to encourage people to stop smoking. We must continue to tell our children that, look, cigarette smoking is dangerous, it kills, and it offers the body nothing. It's 5 minutes enjoyment and disease of long-term disease. It is laying the foundation of your death now in your youth. And finally, 200 million Nigerians on generator. It is also polluting the environment. The dangerous exhaust from all these things also is out of the pollution that we're all inhaling. We need to beg government that we need a stable, neat electricity.
Thank you very much, sir. That's all we can take.
It's a pleasure on the show.
We've been speaking with Dr. Ogunleye Ezekiel, who is a consultant cardiothoracic surgeon at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. When we go on a break now, we'll come back, move on to other hot topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.